I've just landed on the Côte d'Azur, where unbelievably it is snowing. It hasn't done that here in 7 years. Snow in the south of France, that's as ridiculous as finding a Michelin-starred restaurant in Nice that serves bourbourti. So this really is spiritually a corner of South Africa in the south of France. The menu's full of South African food, the wine list has some South African gems, it's a Michelin-starred restaurant that is a shining tribute to everything South African. And that all comes from the man who's made it happen. His star has risen enormously over the last 5 years or so. He's become South Africa's very first Michelin-starred chef. His name is Hendrik, and you probably know him because his recent show did great work. It was probably, Jan, the finest piece of culinary television we've seen in some time in South Africa, and it showcased that you just have a huge amount of fun being a South African chef in France.
What we wanted to do, Dan, was not to do another cooking show, and I think we really succeeded with, it's almost filmed over my shoulder, following me. It was just so much fun doing it. We shot the whole series in 2 weeks, which was quite hectic on time, but it's proudly South African. We talk about where all my inspiration comes from. I give homage to my family, to real people who inspired me. So yeah, it's on Showmax, and it's a good piece to watch.
Jan Hendrik, how on earth does a South African come to be here in Nice with a Michelin-starred restaurant?
It's really just fate and pushing it, and the luxury and the wealth of the French Riviera. I worked on the yachts and got my part in doing that scene, and then always had this dream of opening up a restaurant. I walked past this space, and it just screamed at me, and I did it.
What was the process like when you found out that the Michelin star had been awarded? Did you recognize the inspectors come in? Did you have any inkling that this might be coming?
Well, we say that nobody really knows, but in France, there's a very small community of restaurants. There's 300 star restaurants in France. So there's this, people, the other chefs, so you'll get a text from your colleagues saying, we suspect Michelin was here last night, like, be on the watch out, they're in town, And then you'll go
dark glasses and raincoats.
Yeah, it's stuff like the ratatouille inspector dropping the kind of knife thing or fork. You'll go table 14. People also say always every guest is a VIP. I know that stuff. Of course it is like that. But if one person walk into the restaurant and he starts asking questions and it's some sense of curiosity going on, then we suspect something. So for those out there who want Michelin star treatment in any restaurant, just go by yourself and ask a few questions. One evening they did visit us and showed me the identity card afterwards to say, I'm from Michelin and blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't actually believe it. I was just been processing in my head for 2 weeks. What did I serve the guy? How did the plate look? Until we got the call late Friday evening.
And then you take your cellar by storm.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, I didn't have much. I was on my way home, and I actually had cheap vodka, which I just forgot about in the cupboard somewhere. But yeah, it was incredible. It was, I couldn't speak very well French then, and I just understood star and South African, and we kind of, it turned out to be that I was the first South African as well to get a Michelin star. So for me and my team, it was incredible.
You've created this exceptional restaurant. The menu looks fantastic. For people who haven't been here but would love to come along, to wrap up, a snapshot of the menu you can expect if you want to order a meal here at Restaurant Jan.
So it's 10 courses fixed, and every dish has a South African influence. Maybe we do biltong, we make our own biltong here. We serve Jack Parrow brandy with one dish. We really, there's a dish that we're working on now, and it's literally going to be a campfire at the table. So I don't want to say too much about that because it's still disastrous. But like any good thing, it takes time and practice to make it work.
Yeah, congratulations. It's a wonderful South African success story fueled by such passion for South Africa, which is terrific to see. I think your greatest achievement is getting a one-star Michelin restaurant that serves Jack Parrow brandy, banana vein and Coke at a Michelin-starred restaurant is fantastic, and I can't wait to see where you go from here.
Thank you so much, Dan. Appreciate your visit.